Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Endgame Studios. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ink Monster fight from Far Cry 3. Now this fight is divided up into three phases. You have the first phase, which is kind of easy, the second phase, which in my opinion is the hardest, and you have the third phase, which I like to call the boulder phase. So anyways, right when you get in here, this is right after you drink the little potion that Citra gives you to test if you are strong enough to survive it. You'll spawn here in this giant kind of temple area. I guess this is the same area that you're just in, but it's like gone all dark and corrupt and nighttimey and all badass. And this giant freaking monster will spawn in front of you, made out of ink, I guess, and cloud and a whole bunch of stuff. And the first thing it's going to do is he's going to try to puke all over you, so you're going to run away from that puke, because no one wants to get giant monster, giant thing puke all over them. No one wants that. So just try to stay away from it as much as possible. Here's a little tip for this part. Every chance you get, fire an arrow at it. Don't wait for it to be firing at you. Just fire it even when it's coming up, even when it's going back, because it's not like one of those old boss fights where you could only do it at a certain time. You can basically pump this thing's face as much as possible. So try to do that. I will speed the fight up quite a bit if you do that. You can see here, I'm trying to hit it as much as possible. Also avoid coming up on this kind of cement area or temple on, I don't know what it's called, cement platform, and yeah, stay away from that. But this is the second phase here. You can see these giant, I believe they're called pirate minion beheaders, or minion beheaders, I don't know, that's what the map editor calls them, but they essentially spawn in the fog and they run up to you. Now the trouble with these guys are that it's not hard to kill them. The problem is that like just the reaction time and the time it takes to reload your bow, it makes it difficult to actually shoot them when they're far away. They'll get close to you and you'll hit them and you can see it damages yourself. That was my biggest problem in this fight. My advice for this is wait. You see those little indicators that tells me that they've noticed me and they're coming at me? Just fire blindly into those. I know that sounds bad, but if you fire kind of towards the ground, chances are you will hit something, and that explosion that will happen because of your explosive tipped arrows will actually kill the minions that are running at you. And yeah, it's pretty easy, but I mean, it can be difficult. I know I had difficult in that section of the fight. Now, this is the third phase. Now, the monster has gotten much more inky / disgusting and gross. So what it's going to do is it's going to pick up some boulders / clouds and throw them at you. So what you can actually do is you can shoot those boulders. Now, I didn't do that as much in this video as I should have. It's very helpful to do that, to keep shooting them. Eventually, it will enrage too, so try to do it as fast as possible. I don't know if the enrage happens no matter what, but the enrage will happen, and she'll, or he'll, or it, whatever you prefer, will start throwing plenty of boulders at you, so you're going to want to avoid those as much as possible. Now, a little bit of advice for this section of the fight: avoid running up on that platform again, because you're constantly moving around, and that platform's only got like 2 or 3 places that you can come down, so you can get trapped up there pretty quickly and get bouldered in or peppered with the boulders. Now you'll see in just a bit, again through this fight you're going to keep wanting to shoot them in the face, but you'll see in just a bit here I realize that you can actually shoot the boulders with your arrows. When you guys are doing this fight, just make sure you do that as much as possible, because it will help you out quite a bit. You won't be taking damage and constantly healing yourself like I am here. Now again guys, I played this on normal, so I don't know if the fight differs on hard or the other difficulty, but this is normal. So you can see that the fight, I don't know, it's somewhat difficult. But what you're going to do, is just keep shooting this guy in the head as much as possible and shoot the boulders too. You can see I do shoot it here and it works. And I try to do the same thing there, but I'm just kind of dumb and I end up shooting myself, which is just silly of me. So you're going to keep shooting him in the face. Again, do that as much as possible through this fight. And eventually you'll get him to a point where he'll just barf on you again and then eventually go down for good, which I believe that's right here. Yeah, so it puts a little hand out and you will run up its hand and stab it in the face a bunch of times with some button mashing combination trickery / whatever. As anyways guys, I have been Mr. Pokeball, and this is Endgame Studios bringing you guys a Far Cry 3 fight, and I hope you guys liked it. Thanks.